Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It's 7:50 in the morning. The sun is shining in my window, and I am going to make a video on how to make the chess piece, the Rook. Here's my third attempt, and I'm pretty pleased with this. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to come up here to the title, and we're going to change it to Rook, R-O-O-K. And you can see I have Rook 1, so I'm going to make this Rook 2. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go down here to edit the grid. We're going to change it from millimeters to inches and choose update grid. So like we talked last week when we made the pawn, we're going to have a consistent base. All of our pieces are going to be 1.125. So go ahead, click on that handle and change both those bottom parameters to 1.125. Then we're going to pull out one of these hole blocks. We are going to change these to 2. You can just drag it if you would like. Just change it to about 2 inches and change the height to about 2 inches. It does not have to be perfect because we are just going to be using this to delete part of the cone. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to raise it up 0.125. And I'm going to drag it over on top of this. And I'm going to align both those pieces on the X and Y axis and group. I'm going to move this further out of the way just so it stops. I usually like working up in this corner. It gives me a little flexibility when I'm working. So now I'm going to pull out a second cone. We are going to change the bottom parameters to 0.85. And this one we are actually going to change the Z-axis to 3 inches. It looks sort of like a big party hat, upside down ice cream cone. Now we are going to pull out another hole block. We are going to leave this at 1 and 1, but we need to raise it to 3 inches. It's going to be another tall one. We're going to roll out, and we are going to raise that up 1 inch. Then, like you would imagine, we are going to align these two on the X and the Y axis. We're going to group, and that's going to be like the body of the pawn. This section right in here. So we need to raise that up just a 0.125. Then I'm going to slide that over here on top of the base, and I'm going to align again, and then I'm going to group. And remember, if I'm going too fast, you can always stop the video, sort out what you're trying to do. I know that I move kind of quickly. I move kind of quickly in class. Okay, now here comes the hard part, because we need to make this top part of the castle. So I'm going to pull out a cone, I'm sorry, a cylinder, and we are going to make this, I'd like to make it a little bit less than an inch, so let's make it 0.9, 90%, 9/10, 0.9, and that turns out to be, what is that in the, alright, we're going to change the Z-axis to 0.5. Now we have to hollow out, put a hole in there about half that size, half of the height. So we're going to pull out a hole. We're going to change those parameters to 0.7, 0.7, And we can leave the height where it's at, the z-axis, but we do need to raise it up 0.5. And then, like you would imagine, we're going to slide it over on top of the previous cylinder. We're going to align those, and we are going to group. Oh, what happened here? I'm going to ungroup that because I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to check my alignment. I'm going to group it again. It's not showing up. Did I raise it too high? I did. That's because I see. I see what I did. So we need to raise it up 0.25. Okay, the reason why we weren't seeing it because it was right on top. So now we align it again. Okay, then we group, and then we have our little cone on the top. Okay, here comes the hard part. This is a challenging part. It was challenging for me. I probably did it 6 or 7 times. So we are going to put it into the whole block, and we are going to make it 0.1. We're going to make this super thin. We are going to raise it up 1/4 inch, 0.25. Then I'm going to slide it over here, and I am going to group it. First I'm going to align it, excuse me. And then, no, I misspoke again. We are not going to group it yet. What we have to do, we have to make 2 more of these. And we have to rotate them at 60-degree angles. So I'm going to click on that shape, the hole. I'm going to use this up here to make my, I'm going to click right here where it says copy. And I'm going to come right next door to it and hit paste. And so now I have 2 of them. I'm going to click on one of them, and it's going to give me, where is it? I'm going to roll in a little bit further. There we are. I see this little arrow with this little curve with an arrow on it. So I'm going to rotate it 60 degrees. Sometimes if you don't get this quite right, quick enough, it goes away. So I rotated it at 60 degrees, and you can see how it put the 2 holes in it. Now I'm going to click on that shape. I don't want to click on the first shape. I'm going to click on the second one. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to rotate that one 60 degrees. And enter. And now we have all 3 of our cutout parts, but we have to align them. So I'm going to click and drag over it, align, and there we have everything we need. It should be, if you look from the top view, it should be equal parts of the pie. I'm going to click and drag over it, and I'm going to group. And there we have it. We're going to raise it up. If you remember, we're going to raise it up 1.125. I'm going to turn my handles off. I'm going to get a different perspective, and I'm going to slide it over there. Now I can zoom out. I'm going to click and drag over it, and I am going to make my align it. I'm going to group. And I just want to look at it and make sure it's not too high. But you see we have a piece that sort of resembles our palm. We want all our parts to look the same. Okay? So that's that. Please, if you have any questions while you're in class, please raise your hand and I'll try to get to you. You know how to get in class. Thank you so much, and I wish you luck.